Hello, dear students, and welcome to this new episode of the Shooting Stars series. Today, we will speak about reading exam questions. So, this video is suitable for students of years 4, 5, and 6, especially. Could also be suitable for students of years 7 and 8 of the Cambridge Primary and Lower Secondary First Language English. I am Sharif Saleh and welcome again to this episode. So today we will speak about questions that or questions that many students sometimes get confused with while answering a reading exam paper. And today's questions or today's discussion is suitable for papers 1 and 2. Paper 1, we all know that paper 1 is nonfiction, paper 2 is fiction. And these general questions are mainly about vocabulary. So sometimes we have questions on vocabulary, and other questions are on using punctuation marks such as commas, semicolons, colons, dashes, brackets, exclamation marks, and so on. So what we will learn today is how to think about questions on vocabulary and how to approach or how to think about or how to tackle questions on punctuation marks. So let's start with questions on vocabulary. And we just need to pay attention to a couple of things, mainly 4 things here in a question that asks about how to find or to find, copy and find, or find and copy one word or one phrase. The first thing that we need to pay attention to is the line numbers or the range of lines that the question wants us to look at. The second point is to pay attention to how many words we need to find and copy. So if the question says one word, means that we need to find one word, not 2 words, or not a phrase. If the question, and so when the question asks us to find or give a phrase, we know that a phrase is a group of words. So we don't give just one word in that case. We need to give a phrase or we need to give a group of words. We'll speak about how to locate and lock down on the possible words and how to find the right answer. One of the confusing words used in Cambridge English exams is give a quotation. So we all know that a quotation is using speech marks, but this is not the case in reading questions. A quotation simply means a sentence. It could also mean a phrase or a clause. We will see about this in the following questions. So a sentence here could also be a clause or a phrase. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that we need to find speech marks or dialogues. Here, to give a quotation is simply it simply means that we need to find a sentence or a clause or a phrase from the text. One of the questions that I or my students and I came across before is to give a 2-word phrase, for example. A 2-word phrase is a phrase, and it's made of 2 words. So it's a phrase of 2 words. So that could also be called 2-word phrase. The third point that we need to pay attention to in vocabulary questions, a question that says find and copy, for example, a word that tells or shows us that that person was sad. Okay, we need, in that case, whenever we find this, and we have an example today on this, we need to look straight after these words. So find a phrase or a sentence that shows us that. We need to look after it because that's what we need to find. So we need to look straight after these words to lock down on what you should find or what you need to find or the answer. Last but not least, we need to know the word type that we are looking for. And we will learn today how to think about this. So should I find the word that I should find? Is it a verb? Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? And so on. So let's start with the first question. And the first question here, we have a paragraph. And the question says, give one word from the first paragraph. So this was the first paragraph in the text where I extracted or where I took this paragraph. That tells you, here it is, that tells you that. So we need to look straight after it. Bill was trying different ways of doing something. So we need to find one word, and only the answer should be one word here. So that was the first point, that we need to find one word from the first paragraph. So we look at the first paragraph, lines 1 to 4. It's very important to be able to count the lines. We may talk about that on in a later episode. That tells you that Bill was trying different ways of doing something. So we're talking about, that word should tell us that he was trying. This is the key word here. Now let's look at the word was trying, or the phrase was trying. So what kind of phrase is this? I should think, is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? Is it a conjunction? Okay, in this case, the word was trying is a verb, and this verb ends in ing. So the word that I should find should also be a verb or a word that ends in ing. In this case, I narrowed down my options to two words, experimenting and sending. These are the two words here that end in ing. So here, this word should mean that he was trying different ways of doing something. We all know that sending doesn't mean trying different ways of doing something. So even if we don't know the meaning of experimenting, we should choose it, because this is the, apart from the meaning. So even if I don't know the meaning, I have other ways to think about this, about how to find this word. If this needs more practice or more time to think about it, please go back and you need to rewind the video or go back in the video and watch this part again. So the answer here should be experimenting. And experimenting means trying different ways of doing something. Of course, if you already know the meaning of experimenting, and this is why vocabulary is very important to learn and to build up your vocabulary base. It's very important to know the meaning. If you already know the meaning of experimenting, you will simply choose it. But if you don't, let's say that you don't, and it's very possible that you may not understand the meanings of all the words, especially in the exam, there are other ways to think about it. And this is one of them. We need to find one word that tells us that he was trying different ways of doing something. So trying ends in ing. So the word I need to find also ends in ing. And then I will not choose sending because it doesn't mean trying different ways. And definitely the answer should be the other word here, experimenting. Then we come to the second question. Okay, the question here, in this question, what is fast friends? What is the meaning of fast friends in the second paragraph, lines 5 to 11? What is fast friend an example of? And I have the choices here: alliteration, onomatopoeia, rhyme, and simile. Here we are talking about, yes, types of figurative language. So we are talking about figurative language. And that's why it's very important to be ready and to know what the word figurative language means, or what the different types of figurative language are. Alliteration, onomatopoeia, rhyme, simile, hyperbole, personification, and so on. So that once you see fast friends, the two words start with the same consonant sound. In this case, I don't even have to go back to the text because I already have all what I need to answer this. So two consonant sounds, two similar consonant sounds at the beginning of two words in a phrase, that's an alliteration. So that's why it's very important to have a background or to know the different types of figurative language. Now, the second question here is, what is the best definition of fast? Or what is the meaning of fast as it's used in the second paragraph in fast friends? Okay. Fast friends, when we speak about friends, we have, and this is also one thing that you should know or should be prepared with. We know that there are two types of friends: good friends and bad friends. So here we have the choices: well, quick, hard, and good. Okay. I received a question from one of my students who asked me, so Mr., it will not be quick or hard, it could be good, but well also means the same thing as good. So why do we choose well? Sorry, why do we choose good rather than well? And the answer here is also based on your previous knowledge. Now, in this phrase, fast friends. Okay. I know that the word friends is a noun. Okay, and fast here describes the word friend. So I know that the word that describes a noun is an adjective. So fast here should be an adjective. I should also note two things. I know that good is an adjective, but what some of my students, or some of the students generally, may be not aware of or unaware of, or maybe they don't know this, that well is an adverb. So in this case, the word or the right answer should be the adjective, because it has to be of the same type. The word that I choose has to be of the same type as the word of the question. So in this case, the right answer should be good. So I simply tick this word. And again, if you need more time to digest the information, please rewind the video, go back and watch this part again. The next question is also asking about one word, so give one word. So again, that's what we should find from the second paragraph. Here's the second paragraph, I already copied it. That describes the noise. Yeah, this is very important. It's very important to highlight or underline the keywords in a question. So it describes the noise that Watson made with the string. Again, the word noise, we know that the word noise is a noun. Okay, so the word that describes the noise, the word that describes is a word that describes a noun. So in that case, I need to find an adjective. So out of all this paragraph, I'm only looking for adjectives, and an adjective that describes the noise. So if you read the paragraph, you will come to the word sound, for example, or sounds. It's a synonym of noise. Sound or sounds also may mean noise. And here is also sound. Okay, the noise that Watson made with the string. Yeah, that's also very important. So here we're talking about a noise that comes from a string. And here we have the word string. So the answer has to be definitely from this sentence. In this case, the word that describes the noise is the twanging sound. So the noise here is the sound, and this sound was twanging. So the answer here should be twanging. So give one word from the second paragraph that describes the noise that Watson made with the string. Okay. For example, here the word blocking doesn't work because blocking describes the string, or blocking is a verb, sorry, a verb that describes what Watson was doing to the string, so it doesn't work here. What we're talking about is twanging sound. So we use the same techniques. We gave one word, or we are looking for only one word, and that word describes the noise. So the word that describes the noise is a word that describes a noun, because the noise is a noun. So we are looking for an adjective. And the adjective in this case that describes the noise is the word twanging. Question 4 is, and I believe this is the last question in today's episode. Question 4. Again, give one word from the fourth paragraph. So now we should be aware that we should look at the correct paragraph or the correct range of lines. We need to give one word which means the same as wonders. Okay, wonders can be one of two things. We have two words or two types of words in English that end in S. Wonders can be one of two things. It could be a plural noun, or it can be a verb in the present simple. Okay, so we are looking for either a word, a noun that is plural, a plural noun, or a third person verb that ends in the present simple tense that ends in S. So we go through the text. Scientists is a, it doesn't mean wonders at all. It's not that, yeah. We have to be also, we have to consider our knowledge, or we have to use the knowledge that we already have. And then to a group of influential people in Philadelphia, including Brazilian Emperor Dom Pedro II and eminent British physicist William Thomson. The emperor exclaimed, "My gosh, it talks." So it talks, it wonders. No, it doesn't really work. Wonders means, something wonderful. Thomson took news of the discovery to other countries and proclaimed it the greatest by far of all the marvels of the electric telegraph. So far, the only word that could mean something as wonderful is something marvelous. So the word marvels here is the synonym or the word of the same meaning that we are looking for. And in this way, we can exclude, or we can eliminate, or we can know that we shouldn't choose, for example, a verb in the past tense. We shouldn't choose an adjective and so on. So we narrow down the options to less number of words, and then we choose. It will be easier to choose or to select or find the right answer. So the answer here is marvels. And by this, we will stop here today. And I'll see you again in a next episode talking about questions on the punctuation marks and how to answer these questions. We will learn the different uses of punctuation marks. If you need the file, this file, or the file that has these questions and explanations, you will find it in the description under the video. Till I see you next time, this was Sharif Saleh. Thank you very much. I'll see you again soon, inshallah.